The new Persona 5X patch is here on Global, and what that came with was obviously a new gem count, but also 2 new wonder weapons. The wonder weapons are obtainable with very limited resources, so you want to make sure you're making the right decision when exchanging for these. So first, let me go over the total gem count and where to get these gems, and then we'll get right into where the wonder weapons are and how to get them. I'll leave a timestamp down below if you want to skip to anywhere in the video, and if I did help you, I hope you can consider liking and subscribing. Let's get right into it. So first, the graphic on screen right now is going to be from Jox P5X on Twitter. He makes graphics like this for just about every patch, and he's the one that counts all the gems. So as you can see here from the left side under new or returning events, we're getting a total of 6,625 to 6,775 metajoules. Obviously, these jewels come from a variety of different places, but you can cut them up into subsections. For example, you'll passively get 3 character pulls and 10 weapon pulls belonging in daily. You're able to obtain 2,240 gems from doing the new Key Synergy and Phoebe Synergies that were just added to the game. You're able to get 885 jewels from the Crossfade chests and for doing the Crossfade chapter levels. And you can get an extra 150 jewels if you go the extra step and do the Crossfade missions, 450 jewels from the Riddle quest and the Vino side quest, and 100 jewels from the Key side quest, the Phoebe side quests plus missions. And then obviously under recurring content, you'll get 1,360 jewels just from doing dailies every day. You get 640 jewels from the Gates of Nightmares, which is the guild boss. You can get a total of 950 jewels for doing the Sea of Souls as long as you rank up and rank well. And you get the 600 passive jewels from the server minions and stream gift. As long as you do all the recurring content, you'll get 3,580 jewels. This all totals up to roughly 10,000 jewels. Now that you know the total gem count and you know where to get them, let's go on to the weapons. You can find both of these weapons in the new exchange shop. This new tab was just added and it allows you to exchange joy medals in exchange for rewards. And as you can see here, those rewards are 2 new weapons for wonder, shards for said weapons, orange revelation cards, and cosmetics for wonder. These joy medals are a limited resource and not something that you can obtain a lot of immediately. So you do want to be careful about what you're spending these on and plan ahead how you're spending them. So let's talk about which rewards you want to redeem first, and then I'll go over where to get these. Your first priority in this shop is going to be the Arc Knife. The Arc Knife is a wonder exclusive weapon that increases your attack by 28%. After inflicting an ailment, increase attack by 10% for 2 turns. Increase elemental ailment accuracy by 15%. When attacking a foe, decreases the target's defense by 4.5% for 2 turns. Increase this effect for each of a target's elemental ailments up to 4. Now, for anyone who has pulled Makoto, it is very obvious that this weapon is great to run if you are playing Makoto. But not only is this weapon good for when you're playing Makoto, it also is just good in general senses with single target teams. Whether that ends up being Queen, whether that ends up being Florette, Yui, Ryuji, you get the gist. This is the knife you will want to be using. When you're playing just about any of these characters, you're going to be consistently inflicting elemental ailments on the enemies. In Flirт teams, you're going to be constantly applying Windswept. In Yui teams, you'll be constantly applying Shock. And depending on what sustain or support you're running, you might be inflicting even more than just one elemental ailment in these teams. Like I said, Queen is the biggest benefactor of this because in her teams, you want to be inflicting a ton of elemental ailments because you want her to do as much technical damage as possible. But this dagger is great in literally every single target team, and this is the best in slot for every bossing single target team. The other weapon is called Glimmer, and it just simply doesn't have a place where it shines yet. The way that the Glimmer dagger works is that it increases your attack by 28% and increases bless damage and healing by 11%. At the start of the turn, you grant blessing to one ally and increase their damage by 8%. If the target's attribute is bless, increase bless damage by 8% more. Effect reactivates every 2 turns. Now this dagger is great in the future, because we just don't have a character in the game just yet that greatly benefits from this passive. But we will very soon with the release of Summer Closer. Closer to Closer's release, this dagger will have a better place in the meta, because when you're running Closer, this is the dagger that you're going to want to be using on that team. And even further down the line, when Kasumi releases, this is the dagger you want to be using on the Kasumi team, because they are both blessed DPS. So this isn't the dagger you want to be trading in for first, but closer to Summer Close release, if you are pulling for her, you want to be getting this dagger. So when it comes to these weapons, the priority is definitely going to be the Arc Knife and then the Glimmer dagger, closer to when Summer Closer is coming out. Now these joy medals are obtainable, but it doesn't really give you a proper description as to where. It just says obtainable from specific content, can be exchanged for wonder only 5-star weapons. And these you will be obtaining from the events. Currently these are obtainable through the new boss event, the Sinner of Gluttony. If you direct your attention to the missions tab down here, you'll notice that you get 300 joy medals for completing difficulty 10, 15, 20, and 25 respectively. Obviously this adds up to 1200 joy medals. And yes, these are all of the joy medals that you can obtain in the current patch. That is why I said that these are resources you want to be a little bit more careful with, because that means you can only redeem 1 dagger in this patch, because the daggers are 1,000 each. But for all of you who had no clue where to get these joy medals, because I've been getting asked this a lot, it is right here. As always, if I help you out, please consider subscribing and liking the video, because it really does help the channel a lot. And it helps me make videos just like this one. That's gonna be all for me. I'm out. Peace.